G'day guys, what's going on? Matt here again for another episode of having the yack podcast. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. Alright. What is going on, everyone? I'm also doing this live on TikTok as well. Hope everyone having a fucking grand old day out there. Been pretty good so far. Now, when it comes to I'm gonna just turn this into like a loop. Let's see what we got here. Replay, pause, blah blah blah. No, I don't want to do anything like that. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to do it like this. So what is going on, everyone? It's been a long time since I've actually have done an actual podcast episode. Probably because it's been one of those hectic times. There's been a lot of shit going on. Like I just said, I'm doing this as a live on TikTok as well. My handle, as you probably could call, is the Aussie Bushman. Now, with this type of thing, right, I've actually got a couple of things I got to mention. All right, what has been going on? Now, I've been going to the gym, getting shit organised, and welcome everyone who is actually joining in right now. Welcome. Now, here's the thing, right? Let's turn this down a little bit more. Here's the thing. When it comes to joining the gym, it's pretty scary stuff. Like I said this on one other live before, but I'm telling you guys now. Joining the gym for the very first time is very daunting and very confronting. It is something that not really many people can really do without having some form of effect. I honestly can say that for a fact, right? Now, when it comes to doing the actual exercise and actually going into the gym and actually doing the exercises, it is actually pretty insane. Now, for normal people who know what they're getting into, should be fine. There's no issues about that. But people who have no idea, now there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing, positively nothing wrong with it about not having a clue what the fuck goes on in a gym. Like I can tell you right now, I felt the same way. It was one of those things where when I first actually joined the gym, it was like insane. I reckon when I first joined the gym, it was very funny actually. When I first joined the gym, I had no fucking idea what I was doing. None. Absolutely no idea what I was doing. It's just it was one of those things where I had no idea what the fuck these machines do. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing when it came to having supplements or that type of shit. I had no fucking idea. None. Whatsoever. And I always thought to myself where, there should be a way of doing this. There should be a way of doing that or doing this. It was just one of those things. Like when I first heard about protein powders and creatine and fucking mass gainers and fucking all that type of shit, I had no fucking idea about it. I had the slightest idea about it, and that was nothing. And basically, right, when I first heard about all this shit, and the funny thing was, right, is that when I first actually heard about protein powders, it was one of those things where which one was the right one for me to get. Like, which one was the right one to have in the first fucking place? Like, you've got lean ways, you've got WPIs, you've got this, you've got mass gainers, you got that, you got this. It's fucking unreal how many different bloody protein powders there actually are. Now, that's just that's just one sort of protein. You could be talking about having plant-based proteins. It's unreal. It is literally unreal. And just the way how they actually turn around and actually say, okay, I want you to take this and this and this and this. It's fucking bullshit, mate. It's just one of those things where there's no fucking way that you could possibly understand every single fucking thing what's actually going on with this fucking shit. But the thing is, right, is that once I actually got used to actually going into a gym and actually doing it, I was actually pretty bloody good. I understood which was what, and a good mate of mine, Andrew, you've heard him on this podcast before. He got me into it. Like, he actually got me to understand, as you will, about actually what proteins are good, what proteins are shit, what supplements are good, what supplements are shit. Like, he got me on to he got me onto creatine. He got me onto, actually, he didn't get me really onto creatine. I asked him about it, but he said, yeah, no, go for it, mate. This is the way you want to do it. Well, you just do it that way. He said to me to stay away from mass gainers because apparently that's worth fucking nothing. Like, you don't do that shit. And also he got me onto how to do certain exercises, certain workouts, and which one would be better for me. And then he asked me, what type of outcome do you actually really want? And I basically said, well, I basically want for me to be healthy and all the rest of the stuff, but I also want to have a mass gains and, bigger muscle. Because the thing is, guys, is that I'm doing a lot of exercises when it does come to actually, I'm just readjusting my camera on TikTok at the moment. There you go, that's probably a bit better. There you go, that's better. And I'll put you down there like that, and Bob's your fucking uncle. Shrink down the thing there. Put that down there. Put that over there. Fucking hell. I'll put this in the corner here. And yeah, that's alright. That's better. So when it came to actually getting into it, it was actually what I think the main thing is actually having that confidence and just getting in there and just fucking doing it, If anyone who is watching my thing now, just let us know what you actually think about when you actually first join the gym. Now the only thing is I can't actually take on live people on here. This is just one thing. I just want you to text on here, and I'll read out the different comments that I see. And the other thing is too, right? When it actually comes to it, once you actually get on to a good, let's say if you wanted to go with a personal trainer, or if you wanted to get on to certain things like that type of stuff, it won't make you as confused as you will if you just went there, just start doing it, just whatever. But if you went in there with a bit of an idea about what to expect while going into a gym, it probably would help you a fair bit. Like I said, when I first went in there, I had no fucking idea what I was doing, but it took a lot of time for me, not really that long of a time, thanks to YouTube and thanks to me mate, he was able to explain to me, certain things, what to do, what not to do, and basically just what you want to get out of what you want to do, and what type of workouts do you want to accomplish, and that type of thing. He said, do you actually want to do it like a strongman type thing, a heavy lifter, a bodybuilder? Do you just want to drop weight and not really gain muscle? Do you want to gain muscle, but you want to do it like this, or blah, blah, blah? Like, it was very fucking confronting when he was talking to me about all that, because I had no fucking idea about what was what. I really admired a bloke named Eddie Hall. Like, he was one of my favourites. When I looked into the strongman, I looked on his thing, and I really looked into it, and I really admired what he was doing. So I kind of looked into a bit more into him and that, and what he done is fucking believable about what he actually has done with his career. And then my mate Andrew got me on to Eddie Shaw or Andrew Shaw, whatever his name is, or there's other strongmen, Sorry if I got the names wrong. I'm very sorry about that. I started thinking about actually doing that type of exercises, and I would love to do those type of exercises. So with that was one thing. Okay, that was one thing. Now, when you first go into a gym and you start working out and you kind of get a half an idea about what you're doing, the last thing you really want to do is to hurt yourself. Like, really hurt yourself. That is one of those things where you just don't want to do it. If you push yourself too hard, like I can tell you right now, it will fuck you up badly if you go into a gym half-cocked or actually overcocked and just thinking that you're you're fucking top shit and that type of thing. It just doesn't work out fine. It does not work out at all. Now, I don't know what the hell that fucking ding-ding was, but anyway. I might just bring that up forward. I might have got something. Don't know. Don't know what happened then. All I heard was a ding 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 ding. So yeah, if you go in there, that is just absolutely bullshit thing. That is somewhat the worst one you could really do. And I honestly think it's literally one of those things where you just don't want to go in there like with a biggest fucking ego of all time, because I can tell you right now, if you have got the weight to back it up, yeah, that's fine, no worries. Take it from me. I do firewood. I deal with a lot of heavy stuff. I deal with heavy wood, chainsaws, splitters, all that type of shit, right? It's good fun. It's good exercise to do, right? Now, if you go into a fucking gym and you think that you can just go in there and just pick up whatever you want, yeah, you're going to find out big time. But at the same time, you might not be as unfortunate as what some people have been. I've seen people who go in there and they're tradies or they're just normal people, and they go in there and they lift fucking good amount of weight. But I suppose at the same time, it's not just about lifting weights and all that type of shit, it's your cardio and that. But at the long run, put all that aside, that's probably been the best thing about lately is I just haven't. What the hell is this? Okay. I've got to turn the sound off. So yeah, it's something that if you want to do it, you got to make sure you do your research. Make sure you do everything right. Don't just go in there and just think that you're just going to overtake everything and overrun anyone or blah blah blah. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I've been having fun doing it. It's been great. I have been gaining muscle. I have lost weight doing it, and it's just been fucking awesome doing it. Now, next thing I'll talk about is basically what else I've been up to, and that is basically just dealing with shit. It's just one of those things where, like, you can't necessarily help what happens in life. You can't fucking judge what's going to happen in life. That's just not the way shit goes. You just can't do it. You honestly cannot do it. And the whole thing is that if life comes at you have to decide yourself if you're going to take it or not. And I'll tell you what, right now, it took me a very, very fucking long time to actually know that and to actually agree with it, you know. It took a fucking shit ton of time to really understand that, you know. And I honestly wish I did not take as long as I did to understand that. But I'm still training myself that it's okay, it's fine, no worries. But it takes a fucking shit ton of idea to actually do it. But I can tell you right now, it has been a very, very long time since I actually have done a podcast. And the other good thing is, because I've actually got myself a half decent following on TikTok, I can also do a live podcast recording on TikTok as well, live stream it, and people can actually come in, say g'day, and whatever, have a bit of a time. The only thing is that I'm able to do this through the TikTok live studio. Now, the thing is, I'm dealing with a Rodecaster Pro. And it's very, very sensitive to sound. Very, very sensitive to sound. And so I've got to do it in a certain way where, unless I get myself a mic, I'm not too sure. Fuck it. It's one of those things. But it's going through the webcam audio. But I'm showing me the blah, blah, blah. But it's a pretty good setup I've got here at the moment. But it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Now, the next thing I'll say to you too, right, is that one thing I might talk about a bit later on in the show, but what's actually been going on in the last, say, year or so. Like, fuck me, man. Even 2 years. Like, it's been a while since I've actually done an episode, like I said. But it's been so long. And the whole thing is, one of those things when it comes to it is everyone is just not happy. Everyone is just thinking, what the fuck is going on here? You know, like, what the fuck? Like, some people might tell you, oh, it's the, what they fucking say is, like, they might say it's the end of time, you know, just the way shit is at the moment, but, COVID, in some ways, COVID really fucked everything up. Like, it fucked everything up, COVID. And it didn't do anyone any favours at all. It really did not do anyone any favours whatsoever to actually to do any good at all. Fuck. It done nothing, mate. It done absolutely nothing. And the thing is with that too, right, is that when people were literally stuck in their homes for fuck knows how long, I can honestly say to you right now, I can say that we lost our way. Some of us lost our way. I'm not saying all. I'm saying some. Some people honestly have lost their way. They lost their heads. They lost their minds and all that type of shit. Because I'm telling you right now, that would have to be only the fucking way to explain it. It would have to be the only way to explain it. And the way how COVID was and the way it affected everyone around the world, it was very fucking quick. The way it spread, it was so quick, and people had no idea about it all. But if you want to know more about COVID, listen to my past episodes. I've gone into a fair bit fucking detail in it with me mates, with me mum, and with everyone else who wanted to come on to my podcast. But the biggest thing that has been going on too, well, it's not really as big now, but it has been big in the past when it first started, was the Russian-Ukraine stuff. Like, fuck. Like, is that literally the start of it all? Is that literally the start of the so-called, I've actually heard someone say, is this the so-called start of the Terminator Wars? I don't know honestly don't know how someone could easily think of something as stupid as that. It's just one of those things where I'm thinking, well, fucking hell. First off, it can't be the Terminator Wars because there's no AI fucking bullshit, uprising shit. But I think what they meant was, if you watch the Terminator 3, I think it was, Judgment Day. Oh, no, that's the second one. The third one was the one where that Sheila with the blonde hair and the red jumpsuit, pantsuit thing, something like that, where you had John Connor, the Sheila, and the Terminator, and they went to that bunker thing. That one. That's the one I'm talking about. They're talking about nuclear war on that movie. And the thing is, what I've heard on the news just the other day is that they're thinking about nuclear threats. Like, they're actually thinking about using nuclear warheads. Like, what the fuck, man? Come on. We've just got over COVID. We don't need fucking nuclear bloody bombs fucking hitting everyone. It's like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, we just got over COVID. Yeah, fucking now there's a nuclear fucking bomb hitting us. You know, what the fuck? We don't need that shit. And we don't need that fucking crap starting now. Like with Australia at the moment, we've got shit with the fucking Chinese and that type of crap. We've got fucking shit going on. The Poms, well, they're fucked in the head at some points now because their politics are all fucked in the head. I didn't mean the people, I meant the politics, sorry. And like that, I think didn't they go through what, about three or maybe, I think it was 3 or 4, 2 or 3 prime ministers already. Like when the Queen died, old Lizzie, when she bloody kicked the bucket and carked it, they had the Sheila just appointed in, where old Lizzie said, yeah, you can join the parliament, yeah. And yes, you may be Prime Minister of England, yes. I think it was about a week later, I think she cucked it. I'm pretty sure it was, I don't know. But then after that, apparently she was doing no fucking good, and then apparently they turned around and done a fucking mutiny on her and said, right, hey, listen, mate, you're fucking shit. Get the fuck out of the chair. Right, mate, you get in the chair. You're Prime Minister now. Now, come on, get in the chair. Go on, get in there. Ugh. But no, apparently the Yanks are bloody... They've got problems with Russia and Ukraine and that type of stuff. Like, they're trying to back Ukraine like most of the countries are. Basically, Russia is basically blacklisted now. With everything, so they're fucked in some ways. But like, one thing I will tell you now, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, an average Joe like you and me, right? We don't have no fucking say in what goes on in politics. It's the politics that make all the bullshit decisions, and it's the politics that will make all the fucking crap. Because the politics, they don't give a fuck what the General Joe or fucking normal Lizzie fucking Sheila would say or do. They don't give a fuck. I honestly don't think they would. Why would they? Honestly, really, why would they care? You know? And the whole, like, my opinion, honestly, if I had to say anything, right? My honest opinion about what's going on over Ukraine at the moment. Oh, sorry. Is Russia, like, Putin wants to, like, I think he's already said this. Putin has actually said that he wants Russia to go back to its former glory back in the Soviet Union days. And that would require a fair bit of land that have separated from the Russian, as I suppose you probably could call the Russian Federation. I think because it went from the Soviet Union, I'm pretty sure it went to the Russian Federation. I'm pretty sure that's basically what turned out to be. And the whole thing is just, yeah, I don't know. The whole situation over there is just kind of out there, you know, like people are bloody dying over there, eh? Bombs are falling off and all that type of shit. It's getting pretty hectic. And the issue that Russia have got a pretty big thorn on their side about, to what I've heard and what I've seen, that I'm just kind of guessing here, is that if NATO turn around and say, Ukraine, right, you come with us, boy, you're right, come on. If they turn around and actually say, righto, Ukraine, you are now part of NATO. Guess what? NATO comes along. That is a lot of fucking firepower heading towards Russia, you know. And then I heard some other shit that apparently Greece and Turkey are having a fucking bit of a blue because of some what was it? Some islands or some sea or some shit. It's like, fucking hell, man. Like, what the hell has been going on? And then we've been getting earthquakes and shit. There's been a whole heap of shit going on. Like, really. A whole heap of shit. And you might hear some munching, but that's okay. Because I'm a bit peckish. And I was actually going to eat these gummy bears. Like these ones here. Well, they're fucking nice. Like, I got myself a vape. And actually, I got myself a package, like I bought a vape, but like a package, and it came with these gummy bears, right? For the people on TikTok, a pack of Mentos, and there was this Chubba Chup fucking chewy bloody thing. But I'm not gonna actually have that. I've got to look at these for a minute. Protein 1.2. Yeah, well, that's alright, I suppose, for now. I'll never have some other shit, but now the other thing that's been going on is when it actually comes to the actual podcast itself. Okay, honestly, I had nothing to fucking say. I recorded episode after episode after episode after episode, and I literally ran out of shit to fucking talk about. Honestly, that's just the way it goes. But then I also got onto TikTok a fair bit and gained a shit ton of fucking followers. Like a shit ton of followers. And everyone who is actually listening to this, that is actually from the podcast, from the TikTok era, or who's actually watching this, and who is actually watching this as a follower, I fucking appreciate you, mate. Good on you. Now, yeah, I started doing wood carving as well. Now, wood carving was fucking fun. That was really fun. Still doing it. So, if you're actually hearing this, if you're hearing the music, it would make more sense. Because I've actually got an underlining music on the bottom. Good shit. Now, so yes, I've been going to the gym, doing all that, getting me health in order, getting mental health in order. Started getting into the firewood type stuff, so I'll get into that. And through the fucking wood stuff, the firewood stuff, I started getting into carving. Okay, so with the carving, I ended up started doing some Norse carvings. So I've done like key rings, tree spirits, all sorts of shit. Literally, all sorts of shit. And that was good fun. So, then what else do I do? I done all sorts of shit. I've done all sorts of shit. See, people on TikTok, they know what's been going on with me. In the podcast world, you have no idea. And it has been yonks since I've done a fucking podcast episode. But anyway, moving on with the show. So, long story short, I've been busy. I've been shit ton busy. And just one of those things, you know. And just, you know, just keeping, you know, just doing what I'm doing. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, about TikTok. Yep, I'm talking about TikTok. 3 words. What the fuck? Everyone who knows me understands exactly what I mean by what the fuck. I have been seeing some shit on this fucking app. Holy fuck. It has actually come to a point I'm nearly thinking about giving up on fucking TikTok. But don't worry, I've got a lot of good friends on here, a lot of good family members on here. So I'm not going to leave TikTok. But fuck me. There have been so many fucking things on here that I have seen that is literally the most big load of bullshit I've ever seen in my life. I literally seriously would like to know how some of these bastards are getting away with it. Now, I know I'm probably going to get a bit of hate for this. But I will say this. Right? I am no disrespect to anyone who has an issue with their gender. No, that's not the word. Their equality of people and quality of what they are. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But there is a thing that's been going around on TikTok in the moment, and it is literally poison. It is so much fucking poison. And I can honestly tell you right now, right, it is one of those things where I'm kind of hoping that it will never really come back up again, but I've got this strange feeling that I reckon it will. And it's just one of those things where I can tell you right now, just gotta do this real quick. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's one of those things where, you can't just turn around and say certain things without people getting upset or getting, not necessarily. Oh, you could say offended, but when it comes to actually, I suppose, reacting to certain things, all right, not everyone is going to be happy with what you say. Not everyone is going to agree with what you say. As a people, we should really realize that by now. We're not in a fucking society that, well, I honestly don't think we should be in a fucking society that people can just judge everyone, but they'd have the fucking freedoms to say what you want, but have those people judged. Like, how can that fucking be? Like, how can that honestly be the way it is? How can that actually honestly be the way it should be? Yeah. Like, how can that fucking be? Like, how can that possibly be allowed? How can something that not many people really, in some ways, right, when they say something, like, okay, a duck, let's just say there's a fucking blue duck. You've got some people out there saying it's a blue duck. Then you got other people out there who are saying why should it be classed as a blue duck? Does it identify as a blue duck? It's that same fucking argument that has been going on in the last few years. Like, everyone's got this non-binary stuff. Everyone's got this trans, bi, gay, fucking whatever. That's fine. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. If you're bi, you're bi. If you're pan, you're pan. You're fucking whatever. Okay? It's fine. It's okay. You can be like that. It is fine. But the thing that annoys the fuck out of me is that people are judging other people, right, for saying what they want to say, but then give them shit because they fucking said it. Now, like I said, I'm not homophobic, I'm not transphobic, I'm not any of the other fucking phobics. Because it really, in some ways, it goes against my fucking beliefs. I'm Norse pagan. Norse, accept everyone. The thing that I'm saying, the thing that I'm wanting to say now, is that we as a people should come together as a people. And I've seen so many arguments, fights, carry-ons, hissy fits. I've seen so much shit on this app, like on TikTok and that, I should say. And it's just, it's not one of those things where it should be, it should not be happening. Like, there is so many people out there who are doing their own thing. That's absolutely fine. That's fine and dandy. That's fucking brilliant. Good on ya. But it should be a level playing ground when it comes to everyone else. It really should be. It should honestly be a level playground on everyone who says everything about anyone, and that's just the way it is. Now, when it comes to other things, right, it's just so much stuff that I've seen on there, and it's some of it I'm just thinking, how are they getting away with this type of stuff, and how are they allowed to put this stuff on there in the first place? Okay, like I've seen so many people on there, and they're saying that you should not be doing this, you should not be doing that, you should not be doing this. And I honestly don't think it's really anyone's business to, or actually anyone's real right to say, no, you cannot do that, but then they do it themselves. Or they know someone who does it. Again, it should be a level playing ground when it comes to this. And the whole thing is that I've seen people who are trans and non-binary saying, like, he was now, what was the, now I've got to say person, what were they? They were a non-binary trans female, but they were male, but they went trans female, but they were non-binary, so they're in between. And he was, like, I've been seeing so many videos of this one particular bloke or person or whatever, and I've just seen so many comments about this bloke or person, I should say, sorry, and he's been saying some really nasty stuff. Like, he's been saying about tampons and fucking everything else. Like, I know for a fact I'm not the only one who's been seeing these fucking videos. I'm bloody sure of it. And the women have been getting on there and they've been saying, how dare you say, or how dare you say you can go into a women's bathroom if you're non-binary or if you're a trans woman. That's like a serious, like a security risk to them. That's what I'm gathering anyway. That's what I'm kind of thinking. That's why they're so worried about it, I suppose. Which is fair enough. Which is absolutely fair enough, because I think I heard on the news. No, I didn't hear on the news. I had seen it on TikTok. Apparently, there was a bloke who done something to a couple of ladies between, I think it was the 80s and 90s. I think it was. I'm not 100% sure, but apparently he done something, and they charged him with it. But then he came out and said, "No, I look at myself as a woman." So now, long story short, now they convicted him of doing it. Blah blah blah. Because I can't say too much, because of guidelines and shit. And now they've charged him as a woman, as a trans woman. So now he's a woman, according to the law, or whatever. I think it was in UK. Now, he's been charged with it, but now, instead of going into a men's prison, him or her or whatever is now going to go into a woman's prison. So how does that make sense to you? I do not know, because that does not make sense to me. And the way things are on TikTok, it's getting very, very dangerous. Like extremely dangerous. And it's just one of those things where I think where is this heading? Okay. Where is this fucking app heading? And if there's actually going to be something that's going to be done about it. Because if something is not done about it, yeah, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. I think TikTok's going to be in a bit of trouble. I'm sorry to say, but like there's been a lot of shit going on when it comes to lives. Like I know a lot of mates who have got their lives banned because of I think the biggest one is nudity or sexual activity or some shit like that. And they didn't do nothing. It's been one of those things where basically you're getting accused of shit, but you're not actually not doing it, but you've been getting accused of it. So, how does that work? You know? But yeah, that's just the way it is, I think. But hey, that's just the way it is. That's the way it goes of these days. Like I said, COVID kind of made everyone's mind go a bit mushy. You know, it's not nothing bad about it or anything like that. It's just that's just the way it is. That's the way it goes. And yeah, it's literally that is just the way it goes when it comes to that type of stuff, you know. But I can honestly say that TikTok is in very, very, very big trouble when it comes to content that's been put on there. Like this shit is getting out of control. Like there's been kids being threatened. There's been a lot of shit happening with that. Like I mentioned there a little, actually on my video, I mentioned it, and apparently what it was a bloke, on one of the videos on TikTok, a bloke said, this spike is only go through your soul for the name of Jesus or something, and the kid was only about 12. By the look of her, she wasn't old, and like, that's something that you just don't do. You don't threaten kids on a platform where there are actually kids on there. And I can say this to you right now, is that there should be a version of TikTok that only kids can download that are actually for kids. And TikTok should be a over 18 app. Because you see a lot of people on here, but then again, at the same time, if you're going to do it like that, then there's no real point in even doing that either. Because when you sign up, you got to put in your date of birth. All they got to do is put in 1989. That's my year. That's 33. So that they've got a good amount of years put down to actually make it legit, if you will, about it all. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, that's basically all I gotta say more about TikTok. TikTok is in deep trouble, and people have to really figure out what's going on with TikTok, because if they don't figure it out soon, it's going to lose a lot of people. Because I know for a fact it's causing a lot of pain, a lot of shit that's been going on with the videos that's actually been happening. But anyway, guys, I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back just after this. So I'll talk to you in a bit. And welcome back, guys. Yeah, that was a nice lunch. Very nice lunch. Again, I am recording this live on TikTok. G'day to everyone who is joining me at the moment. Thank you very much for joining. Alright. So, what we've been talking about lately is what the fuck has been going on in the world, and basically what's been going on, because this has been one thing that's been getting, I don't know, a bit concerning, if you may, about how TikTok is going at the moment. It's very sick at the moment. And that's basically what I'm talking about for the time being. Now I've actually got myself a little mate, and he's having a tough time. He's having a real tough time. Now I don't have the answers. I don't have. I won't say that I'm cured. But I'm just saying that what I've done has helped me, and what has not helped me mentally. Now, some people may know, some people may not. But I've got PTSD, blah, blah, blah. Anxiety, depression, and all those bips and bobs. Okay. Now, when it comes to mental health, it's a very tricky very, very, very tricky subject. And this is the thing that I kind of got back to when I was talking about with TikTok. It's one of those things where it's getting to the point where I'm thinking, how the fuck is this app still going to be around? You know what I mean? And if, well, really, if it will. Because there's been so many things happen on this app, and I don't know if it's going to get any better or not. It's up to the way TikTok actually will respond to everything. But should they respond? Fucking oath they should, because shit is going pretty nasty. It's getting a bit ridiculous now when it comes to it. If you mention certain subjects about certain things, you get banned. Like I did. And even though I've not been hateful to anyone, you'll still get banned, even if you've been if you weren't being hateful to anyone or anything of that matter. Like if someone came up to you and said, "Oh, what the hell is this bloke talking about?" And if they knew me, they would say to you, "No, what he's saying, he's not attacking anyone." Because I'm not attacking no one. I am just saying that I'm getting sick and tired of the bullshit of people attacking people. And what it's doing to other people. Because, and yes, it is fucking true that you can get serious mental health issues with what's going on. People tend not to really understand that. That's fine. They explain it to someone who is suffering from that type of stuff. So I'm telling you right now, if you don't talk about shit, then how is that supposed to get? Well, what's the idea of this type of stuff? Like what's the idea of not saying nothing about mental health, especially men's mental health? Now, when you're talking about men's mental health, that is one of the least talked about fucking issues on this fucking planet. Alright? Now, to some countries, mental health might not even be on their top 3 things to do, or top 5 or whatever. But in other countries, it is a pretty big fucking deal. Especially when it comes to certain things that happen. I can't really say too much, but hopefully you understand what I mean. When someone does, you know what, to themselves. Like, how can we turn around and say, nah, there's no issue here with mental health? What's fucking wrong with you? See, that the issue with that I've got is that is basically this bloody bullshit that's been going on at the moment. And it's all over TikTok. It's all over everywhere. Where women want a man who is sensitive, who is attached with his emotions and all that crap. But as soon as she gets that bloke who's in, in with his feelings and all that shit, and just all that fucking crap. Next minute, the poor bastard is getting told, no, I know we've been going out for, 3 days. No, not 3 days, but you know what I mean. And then she turns around and says, I want someone who can take charge, someone who is somewhat as an alpha male, someone who will protect me, and someone who's not gonna turn around and have a breakdown and all that shit. Isn't this something that you motherfuckers want? What some shillers want that type of shit. Some shillers don't. Some shillers do. Some shillers don't. It's just one of those things. Okay. And the whole issue with that is that shit is not going good for young blokes and any age blokes, but just they reckon that the ones who are really doing the deed, I should say, is actually young blokes, and it's terrible. It really is. What we need to do when it comes to mental health is that we need to figure out a way how we can actually improve mental health, how we can actually improve on other things along the lines of mental health. Like, how can we possibly turn around and just say, nah, we're just going to leave it the way it is. It doesn't work like that. When it comes to me and mental health, it has been one of the most exhausting fights I've ever had. And it's one of those things where you just think where nothing is going to work, nothing is going to fucking work for you, and it's just going to be one of those things where it can turn around and fucking... And you turn around and say, I've had enough. Like, what else is there to do? But people have to, not really people. I shouldn't say that. But what I mean is that what you need to do when it comes to this shit, okay? What you need to do. Now, what you need to do is just to figure out and see what you want to do. What is something that makes you happy? What is something that you can get really into? You gotta think of those type of things too. And you kind of have to, just get into those type of grooves. You got to find what's actually really happy for you to do, and what is the best thing for you to do, and the stuff that makes you feel good. Makes you feel like there's no 10 fucking ton bricks on you. It's just one of those things where you kind of have to work it out for yourself, but you figure out what is the best thing to do for yourself. Because the things that you could know could be the best things for you to do, but at the same time, it could be the worst things you could fucking do. But that's just the way things are. The way things should not be, but it is. And I feel like I'm rambling on now, so I'm going to pick this up next episode, and I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Everyone on TikTok, I hope you enjoyed it too. Anyway, thank you very much for joining with me, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you for the next episode. Catch you later, boys.
Boys.
Catch you later.